Ain't it a lovely, lovely morning on the range. Okay. Welcome back, folks. And we got a little more shotgun action for you today. We had some shotgun action yesterday, as evidenced by the bandages and cuts on my fingers. If there's one thing you can say for sure about an 1887 Winchester lever action 12 gauge, if you want to beat your knuckles up, just go out and shoot 85 rounds out of that bad boy. That wasn't any fun at all. Today, we've taken a step away from the old school cool of the 19th century, and we've decided to go ahead and play with something a little bit more modern. A whole lot more modern. In fact, just picked this up yesterday when I got absolutely disgusted with what happened to me outside. You know what? There's a better way. I know there is. I've seen videos on YouTube on it. So I just happened to look into one of my local shops that really good friends of mine, Ronnie and Mindy Porter, down there in Minco. Pardon me. Starts with an M. I got two favorite towns that start with that. Down in Minco, Oklahoma, R&M Arms, and they got me fixed up right quickly, I might add. And I think it's going to be a whole lot more fun. It's certainly going to be a whole hell of a lot less pain, knock on wood. We got the Panzer Bull-Pup Egx500 out here today, and I've been seeing the videos on these the last several months, and Panzer themselves put out a torture test video, 500 rounds non-stop. I watched it. I was impressed. I think there was 2, maybe 3 hiccups out of the whole 500 rounds. And I really think a lot of that was operator error, just in not having the weapon really snugged up when the shell went off. And also I noticed something. The magazines for the Panzer interchange with the magazines from the Rock Island Arms VR80. So if you have one of those and a bunch of mags for it, guess what? You got a bunch of mags for this. Now, I have a 20 round drum I've used in that Rock Island Arms, and it will work in here, but you can't really get your hand to the hand grip and the trigger the way you want to. I'm not going to try it. If I need to get on something with a 20 round drum of buckshot, I'll use the Rock Island. It runs well too. But I'm not going to do an extensive testing today, because basically I shot up a bunch of my available ammo for testing yesterday with that damn lever gun. Knuckle busting SOB. Whew, God, I'm telling you, I still feel it this morning. I had to put band-aids on there and everything. But we're just going to do a little quick range run with it. And for those of you may or may not know, this weapon has an instantaneously adjustable gas system. With this knob, this button pressed in, you're on low velocity loads, or what they call standard loads. And that's usually anything 1400 or lower feet per second. If you go to something like, I don't know, Hornady Black double-aught buck that's rated at 1600 feet per second, then maybe that end is for you. It's supposed to work. Now, I'm not going to switch back and forth. I mainly had low velocity ammo, standard velocity ammo, anywhere from 1250, 1325, 1350, that kind of stuff. And I have a box full of Federal Top Gun 7.5s at 1350 loaded in these magazines. And Panzer also makes a 10 round. And it's just like the Rock Island Arms, they interchange in both weapons. So I'm just going to do a quick run. I'm going to set some reactive targets out there on the ground, and we're just going to see how this puppy runs for us. And if it runs as good as it runs for the people that built it on their videos, I'm going to be highly satisfied. And the additional boon, the added plus, will be the fact that I won't have to tear my damn hand up. Just have fun with it. So without further ado, I mean, there's a couple other gewgaws. I have not adjusted these sights that flip up. It has a full-length rail that I'll probably stick an optic on, little red dot. It has an adjustable cheek riser piece. Now, there's one thing I will mention right out of the box. It has a knob that you use to loosen up and adjust this with. Well, that knob is secured or fastened by use of a nut that has nylock in the center of it. You know, a nut that you get down to the nylon, it gets tight. I went to adjust this, loosened it up just a little, rose it up, and went to adjust it back down to hold it in place, and it just stays, it gets firm almost, and then it goes by it. So there wasn't enough thread engagement on the nylock collar inside the nut to really do it any good. So I've gone ahead and pulled that knob off. I'm just going to run it with it flat to it. And once I find a way to remedy that issue, it'd probably be fine. But if you've got one of these, the first thing you look at when you pull it out of the box is this gonna be serviceable? Because if it's not, take some remedial action. Get that nut on down there so the stud that rides on don't fall out. Get it locked in place where you want it and then leave it there, okay? All right, without further ado, let's get the camera angle changed. We've got some targets sitting over there looking lonely. And right now we've got, this weapon does come with 3 chokes. Right now we've got their improved cylinder choke in it, and that's what we're gonna start with. So stand by, coming right back. Alrighty then, hey, what do you say we make a little noise? Okay, now, I've got 25 rounds of regular stuff in magazines. I'm just gonna run a couple, but these reactive targets, these empty milk jugs, they're gonna be flying around, so I'm gonna get what I can. Now, I'm gonna try not to get confused about the fact that this one is number 4 buck. I'm gonna save that. Because getting confused just ain't no damn fun. So, without further ado, we say we make some noise. Now these sights, I'm brand new, so they've never been sighted in. We're running improved cylinder choke. Got our Air Pro in. Safety's just like an AR right there, baby. Let's just take a kind of a point and shoot. Works. All right. Well, did I put any holes in that second one? I don't know. Ambidextrous controls, so don't worry about running out of stuff. And don't worry about not being able to find it, because you got a control on both sides. You also, your charging handle is ambidextrous, so you can run it however you're comfortable with. So far, so good. Running pretty nice. And that there's number 4 buck. I don't think I want to shoot that. Now, if you're carrying these magazines around, yeah, you're probably going to be handy to have some overalls. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know what I mean. And this puppy can shoot fast. So stand by, I got one more mag. All right. I call this one Old Muley. Yeah, for good reason. Now let's just see how fast we can run Old Muley out. Did we have a hiccup? Old Muley hiccuped. That might have been me letting the gun cycle back. Other than that, looked pretty fun. Stand by. All right, boys and girls. Now, those last firings, I'm just messing around, playing. But now that I know she's working, I want to go ahead and set my sights. So I've switched from the improved cylinder choke to the full choke. Got these pop-up sights ready, and we're going to see what kind of engagement we get with them, if they appear, if they need any adjustment, or if they look like they're probably where they need to be. Let's find out. Damn earplug. Stand by. Just going to hold full sight pictures and use the ghost ring sight. Whoo! 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 I was just going to hazard a wild guess and say, nah, I don't have to adjust the sights. Yay! This thing is a freaking barrel of monkeys to play with. I'm not lying. I'm having fun. Stand by, let's grab some different ammo and see how she runs. Okay folks, a little caveat here. The adjust interchangeable choke tubes in this, I'm using their tubes, their wrench, on their barrel. I made sure it was tight before I stepped out here, you know, because I just changed the choke, so I made sure it was tight. I fired 5 rounds, I checked it, it was loose. You can feel when you take those threads, when you're screwing it in, screwing that choke in, you feel those threads go down and then they bite and stop, and there is nothing beyond that point. It's literally just a and you can't put any additional torque or tightness in it. It just stops dead and don't go any further. I think maybe I need to get in there and check those threads, clean them out a little bit, maybe dress them a little, that might help. But so, okay, you got to watch out for that. All right. I'm not recommending any action that you take, and I'm certainly not recommending pipe dope. But, you know, do what you will with your own weapon. It's yours, doesn't belong to me. All right, so we've got these milk jugs set back up. We still got a full choke, still using the Top Gun 7.5. I just want to get another run at them and see how she does. And then I'm going to check the choke again. Let's do it. Pulled that one. I will tell you, you can squeeze this trigger off really before you're ready if you want to. Stand by. It's fun though. And you may notice I ain't put a pad on yet. This thing's a hell of a lot easier on your shoulder than an 1887 Winchester is. I'll guarantee you that. Stand by. Alrighty then. I'm having fun with this thing. Now, I checked the tube after that last 5 rounds, the choke tube, still in there, so maybe I got the grit out of it, maybe I'm hanging on a little tighter, but it's something I'm going to keep an eye on. So right now, I've changed ammunition. I haven't gone up to the 1400 feet per second maximum cutoff level for standard velocity, so I'm still using that. We've got Federal number 4 buck, baby. This is the shiznit for relatively close in, big varmints, little varmints, house-breaking varmints, barn varmints, you know, you name it. It's good for them. And we've just want to see what them jugs do when you hit them with something a little bigger. Alrighty. Man, I tell you, this thing just jumps up to your shoulder. I love this thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is fun. I'm gonna have to go get some more ammo. Yeah, I will. All right, folks, stand by. Let's do a little after action. Hey, let me tell you something, folks. I am 63 years, 8 months and a couple weeks old, and this is the first bullpup anything I ever owned in my life. I just never was much into them. And you would think if a person was going to start out with a bullpup anything, it'd be a 5.56, or, you know, take out a loan on your left testicle and your right arm and get a Steyr auger or something fun, but I just couldn't pass it up. It was a good deal. Good deal. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Mindy. I appreciate the business. And I hope you do too. So, final thoughts. Man, I ain't got much to kick about on this. One little thing. They could have done this better. There's a better way. A more secure way. I understand it might have added an additional $10 to the cost, but it'd be worth it. Because if you lose that the first time you go out in the field like this and decide you're going to shoot without giving it a good going over, you're going to be looking to replace that nut. And in the meantime, that bare stud's just going to be flopping around. You're going to have to take all this off, and it wouldn't be a big deal, but you might want this. At the other end, choke tubes, it's nice to have them. And they do their job. I checked. Yeah, they pattern. They do a good job. The flip-up sights, man, they're right on from the factory. I didn't have to adjust them one click. I like where they're at. But I'll check the threads on these choke tubes, maybe get some grit out, maybe see if I can take a little remedial action. And I have a tube wrench at home that'll work for these that gives you a little bit better leverage than the little flat key that you get. But other than that, I had fun today. And as you can tell, this thing did fine over the strap and the buckle, so that is a big plus. And shooting number 4 buck, it ain't no slouch. She uses magazines from the VR80, the 60 probably. I mean, they're just all interchangeable on that. She had that one little hiccup, and that was just me letting the gun slide back a little further than it should from the hip. Other than that, I had absolutely 0 hiccups from the shoulder. And it shoots exactly where you point it. So, man, I can't kick about this at all. This is a fun-ass gun. I gotta go buy more ammo, okay? I'm getting ready to smoke it up. But I'm really glad you folks came out to see me again. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's shotgun video, the old school cool FUD gun knuckle busting bastard. Whew. I'm still feeling that. But I won't have to worry about feeling that anymore. This will be a lot funner. And it's shorter. And it's easier on you. It's just, box magazine fed. It's just all around better. All right, you folks have a great day. Thanks for coming out. I'll be seeing you real soon, hopefully somewhere, some direction down this range. Bye.